Very.
And it shows it shows me how to act, how to talk, how to behave. When we know that them, when we recognize them by their body gesture.
Yeah,
Yes.
of course. It's like,
Yes.
yeah,
It's yeah. I mean, it's help us to know more about the person, the customers.
of course. For example, one of the most important, maybe negative gestures that we need to consider is like watching or looking at your watch. So for example, when you, and what it shows boredom, like, impatience. So when you are a customer and you want to buy something, you go shopping, you are at in the store, and salesperson start talking, explaining. For example, you want to buy a bottle of wine and you need to rush because you're already late. Just you want to pick something and just leave. And then the salesperson started talking about the origin, the product, the quality of different wines, and you start looking at your watch. What is that? I'm tired. I can't wait. I need to go. So if I don't know, I keep talking. But
Mm.
this process can be really frustrating, and even it can actually lead to, I don't know, like, more frustration than you decide to leave there without buying anything, because you need to go, you need to rush. But, or for example, when I avoid eye contact, different reasons. I'm nervous. Maybe it's due to lack of confidence or dishonesty. So different. So we need to know. So as a salesperson, the first one. So I want to give you the first gesture, that is looking at your watch. What is that? It shows that you are stressed maybe sometimes, or worried, impatient, or maybe your phone, not only your watch. So it shows and impatience. Do you know any other body gesture, body language? Do you know any other like positive or negative gesture?
Yes.
What it
When
is?
yes, when I made the representation, um, I will see. I looked at the audience, and um, if where I say if I see them um, uh, look at their watch, or they they um, do something else, um, they don't pay attention on my representation. um, I will ask make the questions to make them pay more attention.
Very good. Yeah,
Present. Yes.
yeah.
Uh, I will ask them if they understand or not. Mm. And
Yeah. You try to engage them. like include,
Yes.
did you try to engage them? That is really important, of course. Engagement is really important, especially when you want to represent something. Okay, it's a presentation and you are representing something, so that is really important to engage your audience. And when you said when they do different other things, I say fidgeting. What is that? Like, I do this, you know, tapping my finger, or like playing with my hair, like playing with my, for example, pen. It means I have anxiety, or it shows impatience. So yes, you try to do something. So playing with her, or etc. So it's like it shows anxiety, and again, impatience. So another gesture, so they are actually defensive and negative gestures. Of course, we have, and for kids especially, we have really important defensive like gesture, crossed arm, like this. When they do this, crossed arm, so you know that actually it's like when they feel discomfort, or it indicates defensiveness. So crossed arms.
Defensiveness.
Of course. Or maybe discomfort.
Discomfort.
Of course. Discomfort, or yeah, can be. So normally kids do this. And well, so there are a lot. So we will talk about them one by one. I want to give you a lot of actually. So look at this picture. So the first one, yeah, crossed arm, as you can see, like, you know, when you are not happy with the situation, like, you know, and you that have this state, like, you know, you cross your arms. Yeah. And the second one, so of course, uh, we have really negative. Of course, it's not exactly the same, like, you know, when you bite nails. So that is really maybe negative. And it's like, yeah, sometimes some people do this, especially when you're nervous. That is a nervous habit. A person bite their fingernails, and maybe it can happen due to stress, anxiety, so, or sometimes concentration. That is common, I think, one of the common, and it's really negative. So unfortunately, we have nail biting.
Fingernail biting.
Yeah, of course, due to stress, anxiety. And, you know, for example, you know, you're talking and you see that, for example, one of your friends starts chewing her or his nail. Or for example, during the exam, I remember I used to have a friend, so it was classmate, not a friend. So I remember that whenever we had an exam, she started chewing her nails. And she was so nervous during the exam. And of course, so this is, and I think the most important, whatever you do, especially when your job is related to people, communicating with people, talking, is really important to have a beautiful smile. Like, you know, try to have an open, like, you know, beautiful smile. Just, you know, some people, you go shopping and you see, I don't know, you just come across like, or encounter a salesperson with really poker face. Like they don't smile. And I don't know, it makes you a little maybe uncomfortable or stressed. Maybe you don't tend to. And it happened to me. Sometimes I really want to buy something. I remember that yeah, it was in the street and I saw a bag, and in the store it was really good one, and I was, you know, head over heels in love with it. And I was like, oh, I need to buy this. And I knew that it was expensive. I went in, and after walking in, of course, I encountered a salesperson. So, hello, how can I help you? It was okay, but I didn't like the way he just, just looked at his phone and didn't just, listen to me, but, he didn't make eye contact. And I was like, okay, I don't want it the way, I don't want a way that, you are treating your customers. So I leave there. And it was the last time that I went and to actually the store to buy something. I never. Yeah. However, that store, always has good. And I always think about that moment. I didn't like it. It was like, what is this? So how rude you are. So it's really important. Okay, now I want to ask you, tell me about your country, your culture. Do you have like, something, a body gesture that people normally use or show when they're angry, when they're happy, something just especially to your culture?
When they are angry, they shout. They, yes, what they don't like, what they like is show on their face. They, they have a hot temper.
Yeah. So,
Yeah,
for example, their faces turn red.
yeah, turn red. The eyes are bigger, open bigger. The brows come together. Yeah. Let excuse me, I answer.
Of course.
Gì đây? Ở đâu ta? Chị không biết ở đâu. Okay. Give me some seconds, please.
Yeah, of course, of course.
Cái sạc bình gì đó để đâu sao em không thấy? Trên chỗ để cái
Lên trả mã giới xong rồi chuyển đổi lại. Cái xe của anh nó hỗ trợ này.
Cái này là gì?
Xe của anh là ra thông báo là nó nói là nó hiện đại lắm, xe của anh không có cái jack để cắm cái này đâu.
Cái này là cái nó
kích mất kích đó. Nhưng mà nó không để chị để đó để đi xe ô tô á, mình mốt sử dụng ô tô được của nó chứ. Nó không hỗ trợ cái này nên phải nuôi. Mình nãy em nói anh Sơn là anh phải mua một cái mà giống như là cục sạc dự phòng này đó để nuôi điện đó. Là khi tối là anh về là tối anh xuống dưới anh ghim để đó nó nuôi điện. Nó nuôi điện xong rồi hết thì anh lên lấy cục sạc anh sạc đầy cục sạc này. Nhưng mà ở dưới đó nó không cho sạc, chỉ còn một cách thôi. Nên nó chỉ nuôi, nó có chỗ để nuôi điện bình chứ không có chỗ kích bình. Chút chiều nên sao anh đi quá để dắt cái chỗ nào là sạc. Cái chỗ đó có chỗ bên nhà anh sẽ được sạc.
Có mấy chỗ là một điện.
Nó có ổ đúng không? Có ổ để một điện. Pin mở ra luôn.
Ok.
Well, okay, well, so I just type this phrase that is furrow brows. Furrow brows. What is it? When you wrinkle the forehead, your forehead. So just you bring your eyebrows together because you said you close. You bring your eyebrows together. That is, you want to show your confusion or anger. So this is another phrase that you can, for example, he furrowed his brows after, for example, hearing something bad news or I don't know, like confusing news like this. So furrow, that is, you can use it as a verb. Furrow brows means to wrinkle your forehead by bringing your brows together. Well, and the first word, non-verbal, verbal. So what is that? As you can see, just when we say verbal, something related to words. So, or speech. If I want to give you a synonym, I say spoken, oral, okay? For example, it's really important to give a verbal agreement over the phone because people can see your body gesture. So verbal means spoken or oral, something related to speech. On the other hand, we have non-verbal, communicating without words, just using your gesture, facial expressions, okay, like, body language, like, unspoken or silent, or we can say gestural.
Gesture.
Yeah. So it's like, oh, sorry, what is this? Okay. And or unspoken. So let me write it here. Unspoken. Yeah.
Unspoken. Then verbal.
Yeah. Body language is a powerful form of non-verbal communication, of course. So, for example, when you want to show agreement, you normally like this, like, it's okay, you nod, like, nodding your head means you agree. So, nodding like this.
Nodding, yeah.
Yeah, yes, nodding. So when you move your head up and down to show your agreement, like nodding. So for example, this is a non-verbal or like, it's body language, body gesture. Okay, well, do you have a gesture that you normally use? Like, just,
Hmm?
do you have like, something that you normally, a non-verbal, anger,
I
happiness,
have
surprise?
all this.
Yeah?
Yes, I have all of this. All of this.
Yeah. Fear,
Number.
sadness, disgust. Yeah. And wow.
Body language is a powerful form of the nonverbal communication. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And perceive, as you can see, to understand or think of somebody, or something in a particular way. So, could you please read the example, of course?
Perceive, to understand or think of somebody or something in the particular way.
Yeah.
Misunderstand may happen when other people incorrectly perceive our behaviors. That's why
Perceive. Yeah.
it's important to learn about body language.
Yeah. It's like, yeah. Yeah, of
Perceive.
course, perceive or behavior, like to understand, to recognize, sometimes to observe and notice. So misunderstanding may happen when all the people incorrectly recognize or understand or perceive our behaviors. That's why it's important to learn about body language. Of course, it's really important. So if you don't know, and so you may, do something and it makes people a little confused. So because of this, when you chat with someone or send a text message, that's really important. And because of this, we have emojis like, okay, you can use them to show, because I can understand when you write this, you're angry with me, you're happy, you're okay. So because I can't see your, I don't know, facial expression, I can't hear you. Your voice tone is really important. Well, and of course, intonation when speaking, but body language as well as, of course, speaking is really important. Well, the next one, that is interpret or interpret. Interpret or interpret. To decide that something has a particular meaning and to understand in this way. Could you please read it?
Interpret. To decide that something has a particular meaning and to understand in this way. To understand it in this way. I didn't know whether to interpret her silence as acceptance or refusal when I asked my girlfriend to join the family trip with me next week. I didn't know whether to interpret her like this, her silence. Decide to something has particular meaning and understand.
The easy, okay, the simple definition to explain or understand the meaning of something. So the synonym is explain, to clarify. Yeah, I didn't know whether to interpret her silence, how to understand as acceptance or refusal when I asked my girlfriend to join the family trip, when, like, she was silent. I didn't actually understand. I couldn't explain it and clarify that, okay, if she agrees or she doesn't want to join. So it was like, interpret means to explain or understand the meaning of something, and the synonym can be to clarify.
Clarify. clarify, make it clearly.
Yeah, of course, make it clear. Yeah.
Explain, yeah. Explain.
Yeah.
Clarify. Explain. The meaning.
Well, and approachable. As you remember, yeah, of course, approachable, like friendly, easy to talk to. Of course, like, you know, we have warm, for example, welcoming. For example, our new manager is really approachable. Yeah, approachable, like friendly, warm, welcoming.
Yeah. I believe the key to be a good seller is being approachable so that customer will find it more comfortable to talk to you.
Yeah.
Friendly and easy to talk. Warming.
Yeah. Warm or welcoming. So both of them. Like you are friendly, you're warm, you're welcoming, easy to talk, you listen to people. Yeah. So that is really important. For example, as a teacher, that's really important to be approachable. So it's like, you know, so you listen to your students, you talk, so you're friendly. So that is really important. And yes, I believe the key to be a good seller, that is really important, approachable. And
you are approachable.
Ah, really? Thank you. Try.
Yes.
Thank you. Well, and the next one, that is adjust. Adjust. To change, to modify.
Change to modify?
Yeah, of course.
Change something slightly.
Yeah, modify, to change something.
Modify. So it more correct, effectively, and suitable.
Yeah, for example, if you move to a country with cold weather, you need to adjust to the colder weather. So it means you need to like adapt, modify, change.
Modify, change, yes.
Modify.
My boss told me to adjust my turn.
Yeah, of course. Adjust my tone because I sounded too serious. It means try to change it. Yeah, of course. Try to adapt it.
Yeah. Presentation. Yeah. My boss. Okay. Yeah. Good job.
Yeah, of course.
Just
Yeah.
adapt. Change. Adapt. Okay.
Wow.
I got it.
Yeah, very good. Just let me, okay, here, approachable. So it's really good. We have opposite, unapproachable. Unapproachable, okay. So, or I don't know, like a synonym can be like unfriendly, reserved. There are some people are really cold in manner. They're really cold and I don't like it, of course. So unapproachable, attitude, unfriendly, reserved.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Makes some sense.
If you are approachable, you will have a lot of friends.
Of course. Of course.
If I adjust my schedule, I will have 3 times in a day.
Yeah, of course. During the day, of course. On a day, yeah, of course.
During the day, yeah, okay. Interpret mean decide, explain, yeah. Interpret, decide. I cannot interpret his change in his behavior. I can't interpret his behavior.
Yeah, very good. Of course, I can't interpret, yeah, his behavior, his attitude. Yeah, of course.
Perceive. I perceive my husband I perceive my husband is perceived as a generous man.
For example, I perceive that my husband has been feeling, I don't know, a little stressed, a bit stressed. So this way is better.
Yeah.
And yeah, of course.
I perceive my husband feeling
Yeah, he's been feeling a bit stressed. For example, recently, lately. Yeah, like this, you can say it this way. So it means what you get. Yeah.
Yeah. I perceive my husband.
Yeah, has been feeling, yeah.
Feeling a bit.
Yeah.
Stress.
Yeah, for example, yeah, of course. For example, I perceive that he's been going through a tough time, so a difficult time, and I'm trying to understand and to figure out how best to communicate with him and offer my support, for example. Yeah. Yeah, of course. This way is better. Yeah.
A judge? I make a sentence with a judge or not?
Of course, adjust. Yes.
A judge?
You schedule, you said, of course, just non-verbal. Here we have non-verbal.
Non-verbal. Sometimes with my husband, I have to use non-verbal conversation to when I feel sad.
Of course. So it's like, you would go for non-verbal communication, like, not to talk or silence. Yeah. Yeah, you can say, I have to use, so you can say, with my husband, I have to use non-verbal conversation at times, like especially when words don't seem to, I don't know, convey what we mean or what we both feel. So what is this one? I think is better. Yeah. So it's like, it help you connect on a deeper level, when words aren't enough. Yeah. This way you can complete your sentence. So I have to use non-verbal conversation at times, especially when words don't seem to, I don't know, convey what we both feel. So it's better to connect on a deeper level. That's good. Yeah,
Okay.
that is really good. Well, okay. And let's see. We're going to watch a video. What Alice do? So I think R is a little different, but let me show you just one moment. Okay, body language. Let's see. I think this one is good. We have female body language. Okay. Let me see. Our tips is better one. I think this one is good. Let me see.
All communication is words. 38%.
Okay. There's some tips and you can take some notes.
Okay, so there's this 7-38-55 rule, which says that 7% of all communication is words, 38% is your tone of voice, and a whopping 55% of all communication is through your body language. And if you add it up, it turns out more than 90% of all communication is non-verbal. So if you want to present yourself as a confident person, the best way to achieve that is through your tonality and body language. And by the end of the video, you will learn exactly how to do that. This video will be divided into two parts. First, we will discuss body language tips and habits of extremely confident individuals. And in the second part, we will go over from head to toes, covering your feet, legs, torso, arms, and head. Now, here are the 4 tips that you can literally start using today to improve your body language and exude a powerful, calm, yet confident vibe in all of your conversations and social interactions. First, look your best. This is how our society works right now. Whether you like it or not, you will be judged by your appearance. I know this is not strictly a body language tip, but it's important because depending if you look your best or if you don't care about your appearance at all, it can either increase or decrease the effectiveness of the tips that follow. Plus, you will automatically feel more confident when you look your best. I'm sure you've experienced this already. And by looking your best, I don't mean expensive brands and golden watches. What I mean is that you're clean, smell nice, and your clothes are appropriate and fit nicely. Second, use power poses. Whenever you're feeling powerful, you tend to subconsciously use a power pose. But what social psychologist Amy Cuddy revealed in her TED Talk is that standing or sitting with certain poses for as little as 2 minutes raises testosterone levels and lowers cortisol, also known as the stress hormone. Those hormone levels are associated with power and dominance. In other words, if you use power poses even if you're not feeling confident, you will begin to feel powerful, dominant, and optimistic, traits that belong to the confident alpha. I will link the TED Talk in the description so you can learn more about the poses, and I highly recommend that you go ahead and watch the whole thing. Third, slow yourself down. This was absolutely the tip that made the biggest difference in my case. And by slowing down, I mean slow your movement, your speech, slow down your arms. If someone calls you, slow down as you're turning your head. Simply imagine that you're in a pool of water and act with that speed. The reason why slowing down works is because it shows people that you got everything under control, even if you don't. And it shows that you're not afraid, you're confident and calm. Even if something bad happens, you will find a way to fix it. The opposite of being slow is being impulsive, nervous, and fidgeting. So try to lower those things as much as possible and simply remember to slow yourself down. Fourth, practice smiling and holding eye contact correctly. Looking down when walking or talking is the fastest way to show someone that you're uncomfortable and not confident. What you should do instead is to hold firm eye contact about 80% of the conversation. And if you're not comfortable holding eye contact, you can try looking your partner in the eyebrows at first. It will be much easier and they won't notice the difference. After that, gradually work your way up into full eye contact. Also, wear a smirk, a light smile on your face throughout the day to come across as approachable, fun, and confident person. After the video, go ahead and look yourself in the mirror. Compare having a dead serious face with a light, playful, confident smile. You'll notice the difference immediately. Now, let's go over your stance and posture. Start with your feet shoulder width apart and your toes pointing outwards. This is considered open body language. If your legs are crossed or you have one leg behind the other, this type of body language is called closed body language and it's associated with fear, anxiety, defense, and lack of confidence, traits that are not so attractive. On the other hand, open body language is associated with confidence and power, so feet shoulder width apart and toes pointing outwards. Bonus tip for your feet and legs is to take big steps, or at least don't take small steps. Shuffling or creeping make you look nervous, so take firm strides. Arms. Don't cross them. When we are nervous, we tend to put our hands in our pockets, behind our backs, or cross them to cover our chest. And that can be seen as shy, introverted, and passive. So don't cross them, don't hide them. Keep them relaxed by your side, on your waist, or use them to emphasize certain points in your conversation. Now, I want you to pay close attention to the next two groups because they will literally change how people see you. It's your shoulders and chest. I want you to notice your posture right now. Most of you watching this video will have your shoulders slouched forward and your chest inwards. And because we spend a lot of time in this position because of computers and phones, without thinking, we carry it throughout the day. What you should do is first bring your shoulders back and then down. This will fix your posture, open up your chest, and straighten your neck. Speaking about the neck, it should be in line with your body and your head should be facing forward. You should bring your chin just a little bit upwards, but don't overdo it, as you may come across as arrogant. Also, avoid tilting your head down as it signals uncertainty and lack of confidence. There is a lot of information in this video and it might be hard to think about all of those things during the day, so I want you to kind of learn all of this stuff, get a feel for it instead of memorizing it. Confident body language is opening yourself up, doing slow and controlled motions, speaking with calm and confident voice, having a straight posture with your shoulders back and your chest up, not being afraid to take up space, and looking and feeling comfortable. A rule of thumb is if you feel comfortable, you look comfortable. Give yourself 10 to 15 minutes in front of the mirror after this video. Correct some of the things you think need to be fixed with your posture, walking or talking. Practice some of the power poses because those 15 minutes may change how people perceive you. You can literally become more confident, attractive and successful in your social life and in your life in general if you apply these concepts. If you look and feel confident long enough on the outside, I guarantee you will start to feel it on the inside. Anyway,
Well, okay, let's talk about them. Wow. So tell me about the tips that you just watched and heard. And of course, I will add some tips because they were good and I actually took some notes. Okay, well, so the most important tips, what to do, what not to do.
I know that non-verbal communications is essential. And the body language is about 55% of the communication. We have to adjust the tones of voice, our gesture, the pose, how we stand, how we adjust the shoulder, the chest, eye contact to get more confident. Comfortable and open. You look generous or open-minded. And we will have impress to make an impression.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah, very good. Well, okay, so phrases, a few of them were actually the tips that we discussed, we've already discussed, but here, the first one, yeah, of course, look your best. Wear your best, of course, that is really important to present yourself actually in a way that makes you more attractive. So be careful what you wear. That is really important. So, and I definitely agree with you. Even, for example, so it's really important how to wear your makeup, you wear, for example, your dress. So that is especially when you like, for example, you want a presentation, you want to have a presentation with audience. So that's really important how to look. So look your best is really important, and I definitely agree with it. And the second one that is slow yourself down. Slow yourself down. That is really important. Yes, when you're stressed, of course, it's like, you have a fast pace. So just slow it down, like be calm and would actually reduce your pace. And what is this? Okay, and reduce your pace. So that's really important because it shows you're confident. Okay, when you, for example, act too quickly, when you are rushing. So it's like, I don't know, it feels like, you are overly stressed. So it's not good. The third one, were smirk. Were smirk. Just have a beautiful smile. So that is really important. Yeah. It's like, like slight self-satisfied smile. Okay. On your face, of course, on your face. And that's really good. Sometimes, of course, so sometimes it indicates arrogance, but it's not bad. Like, if you have it in a playful way, it's like, I'm confident, but it's too much, like, because it's like, I don't know, it shows a hint of arrogance. So be careful about it. Like, for example, when someone is talking and you were smirk, like, I don't know, playful, like, I know better than you. It's not good. So it indicates arrogance. But normally, if you can use it in the correct way, because it's like a slight smile, but it's self-satisfied. You know what we heard? Yeah, it's self-satisfied, and it actually shows a hint of arrogance. And of course,
and we should not wear a smirk.
As I told you, it's like, it depends. So it shows that you're confident. Okay. For example, when you are, that is really important. When you are talking, you are presenting yourself, it's okay. But for example, when someone else is talking and you're doing this, like, I don't know, maybe it can be considered as I like overconfident or arrogant, so it's better not to. So having a smile is really good, but not playful, So it's like a normal one, and then you have it. Yeah, you show that you are listening. That is really important. Yeah. Yeah. And the next one, with your shoulders apart. Yeah, that is really important. What is that? Yeah, you just, straight like this, open, and it means that you are comfortable. That is really good. And the next one, oh, don't slouch forward. We normally do it, slouch. And kids, for example, when eating, they hunch their body forward, just in a lazy posture, like in a lazy posture that is not really good. So it's better to sit, of course, because it's the sign of maybe tiredness. It's lack of attention. So it's not good. For example, when I'm teaching and my student like this, it's like, they are not listening to me. But when they are here, when actually they don't slouch forward, they slouch forward. When they don't, this is like, they are concentrated. Okay, so do you want to add something that you find important?
No.
No?
Slouch. Slouch, yeah. Slouch.
So let's divide them into two groups. Okay, this and this, not good. This, and this, good. So especially about wearing smirk, that is really important. Like, how to do it, because it can be considered as a negative manner body gesture. So like, because it indicates and conveys a sense of arrogance. That is not good, especially when people are talking, and yeah, it's not good. But it can also give the impression of, I don't know, like happiness or satisfaction, like, you're satisfied with the situation. So, well, okay. And let's see what we have here. Do you think body language is important?
Body language is important. Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely. It's important. If we know or we learned about the body language, we will understand more, or understand our customer better, and we can suggest or offer something that we can make them comfortable, and we avoid avoid doing something make them unhappy.
Yeah, maybe uncomfortable. Yeah, I do agree with you. Yeah, of course, it's really important to learn how to, I can say that, how to control your body. Like, for example, to know, and of course, to have enough knowledge about people's gestures and body language so that they can communicate better. And like, you, of course, you will figure out what to do or what not to do in specific situations. So that's really important. Well, so as you said, if we learn about body language, of course, we will understand our customers better. We will be able to suggest or offer things that make them comfortable, while avoiding actions that might make them unhappy. So I definitely agree with you. Well, I want to ask you another question, because we have some general body gestures that, of course, so they're general, like making eye contact. So all around the world is really important. So to talk, maybe no, I'm not sure. But some gestures can be considered favorable or negative or positive, and unfavorable or negative. But culturally, like, depends on the culture. Maybe it's different in my culture with your culture. For example, in my culture, avoiding eye contact, it indicates nervousness, dishonesty. So we don't like it. So when talking to people, that is really important to make eye contact. We don't like crossed arms. We don't like it. So it's like, we don't like slouching. So for example, so I want to know if you have the same, so opinion, if you find them unfavorable gesture or no, it's okay. For example, especially slouching, I want to know, or for example, when you touch your face, like, it's like you're nervous. When we do this, when we're nervous, like every part of our face. So how about you? Your culture?
Nervous.
Nervousness, of course.
Nervousness.
Yeah.
Our culture, when I nervous. When I nervous, what I usually shows when I nervous, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I stand my hand on the face when I talking.
No, when you feel comfortable, I notice. No, not when you're talking. When you talk, and when you feel comfortable. So I can see that. So of course, I know that, for example, when Min feels comfortable, I know you. Yeah, when you're relaxed and when you are, yeah, that is really important. I know that when you do this, it's like that you are feeling comfortable and you are talking easily. So that is really important. So I know that now Min is okay and so you don't need my help. But when you don't do this, so I know that maybe you need some help. So I try to help you. That is, so this is body gesture. Or, yeah. And when you, for example, let me give you another tip it's about you. And I know it and I'm sure about it. Because sometimes I ask you if you're okay and you say, yeah, I'm okay. Well, when you are thinking about something, I don't know, you have something in your mind, okay? You don't smile. And your face is like serious because you are thinking about something that happened to you maybe early morning or yesterday. You are struggling with it. So I know that because of this, sometimes I ask you that, okay, Min, yeah, Min is thinking. So I know this is another thing about you that, during this actually time, I've learned. Yeah. And yeah, like this. And let me see if I can find something else about you. But and for example, in my culture, we don't do this. Pointing at someone is not good. So yeah, because it's like it's a kind of rude if you point someone like that person, it's not good. So we avoid doing this, and we don't stand too close. Another thing that it's like a personal space, so we need to stand, and I don't know, just not too close. And when you stand too close, it makes people uncomfortable, so we don't do this. And there are some, maybe some I can say negative, some of them maybe negative, some of them unfavorable. Yeah. And well, let me say, what is this? Okay. That is really like, we have, I don't know if it's like, maybe it's normal. So for example, we have firm handshake or eye contact. They're really normal. Nodding, that is really normal. And we normally do this when actually, and giving a thumbs up. So do you do this? It's really good, positive in my culture. When you want to say a positive gesture, when we approve, yeah, that's okay. Agreement, yeah, good job. But I heard that in some cultures, it's not good to do it. Is it right? Have you heard about it?
Yes.
Yeah. It's not good? Or it's good?
Good.
Yeah.
Thumbs up is good.
Yeah, of course,
Positive
it's good.
checker. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. That is really interesting. Well, and so let's see. Another thing that is really good, and we do this. Mirroring. It's good. What is that? For example, when I want to show my connection, I mirror, I copy. So your movement, or for example, sometimes I repeat your words. That is really good. It means I'm listening to you, and I have, yeah, of course, I have a connection with you, like rapper. So this is good. Yeah. Well, okay. And smiling, that is the most important body gesture. So we see a lot. Yeah, of course. Yeah. People.
Smiling.
Well, the second one, what are some body language gestures or facial expressions we should avoid? So let's see.
Be distant to others. What does it mean, distant? Be distant to others?
Be distant to others, so not open. Look, crossing arm, too defensive. Okay. This is actually, there are clarification, like an explanation, like crossing arms.
Yes. Watch crossing arms, too defensive, not open, be distant,
of course. Yeah, of course.
Close in your phone.
For example, for example, let me give you, some sign. If you want to show, if you want to appear distance from others, so of course, whether in professional maybe setting or maybe social setting, okay, there's some signs. For example, if you look away, okay, frequently, and you don't make eye contact, it shows like, you make distance, not close conversation. If you cross your arm, so it's not good. And that it's like a signal that you are closed off. Like, I don't want, this is the meaning, another. And for example, if you like do this, just slightly away from, okay, when you disengage, okay, when you are not engaged, it shows disengagement. What is that? When you lean back or turning slightly away, so they're all them, they show distance. And so of course, and we have physical distance, that is, so that just when you sit just further away. Of course, we need to have, not too close, but normal. But when you sit far away, just, further away, of course, it shows that you don't want to talk to this person, okay? And we have some facial expressions when you don't smile. It indicates distant. So it's like you don't want to have actually good communication or close communication. So different gestures, but like crossing arms is one of them. Avoiding eye contact, another. It means you are not open for a communication. You are distant to others. Yeah.
If someone cross their arms and they show shoulder to the defensive, we will not talk much with them.
Yeah, it's not, yeah, of course. Yeah.
Have to use, we have some, we have to use some small talk first to break the ice first. And make them feel more comfortable. And if we see them looked better, more comfortable, we will talk more. We will talk to deeply. Talk to him. Yeah.
Of course. Well, yeah. For example, when you want to show, like, disgust, something is really disgusting. Of course, there are different gestures, and we know. So when someone do this, definitely, for example, I see food, I don't know, I go to a restaurant and I do this. Definitely means that, so it's like, I find it maybe disgusting. I don't like it. So this is actually, it's not good. So especially when you see or you smell something gross, like, you don't like it, you do this. Okay, it's like something, or of course, wrinkling your nose. So it's like, different body gestures. So you're playing with your nose and your mouth. It shows that you don't like something. Yeah, it's like, yeah. Yeah, why? And most of the time we do this and we show this gesture without knowing, like, we have no idea that we're doing this, but we do. And people can understand. Like, yeah. And okay, let me ask you, Min, give me a tip that shows disrespect in your culture. So if you do this, it means that it indicates disrespect.
The body language?
Can be body language, or maybe doing something, saying something, can be verbal or non-verbal. A word, I don't know, gesture, so something that you find really negative. You don't like it, and sometimes maybe tourists do.
Yeah, if we have people, elderly or the kids, the children, it's a respect. It's a respectful behavior, action. If we open the door for the elderly.
This is respect. It shows your, yeah, of course. So you open.
Yeah. You have someone cross the street, or have someone while they are hanging, when they are hanging something so too heavy, when they bring something too heavy and we come to have them, is respectful. I don't think you are listen to me. Maybe the internet connection. The internet has problem. The internet has
It's
problem?
okay. It's okay. Sorry, I couldn't hear you. Just, man, can you hear me? You're
yes,
freezing.
I can hear you. Okay, now.
Hello.
Oh, I can hear you.
Hello.
I can hear you, but you not.
I can't hear you at all. If you can hear me, I can't hear you at all.
Oh, I can hear you.
Hello. Can you hear me? Oh, so let me call you again. Okay, let me call you again. If you can hear me, let me call you again because I can't hear you at all. So let me call you again.
Are you hear me?
1 moment.